Good morning and welcome to my tour of the Mercedes-Benz V Class Marco Polo, the full enchilada, the one with a cooker and a fridge and everything. Now, before we get down to business, just a few words to explain what I'm doing here. Do excuse my rather summer attire, my flip-flops and everything, but actually going into this car you need to take your shoes off, otherwise it's gonna get filthy instantly. It's a bit like a boat. On a boat you go without shoes because otherwise it's just gonna be a mess. I'm not at a camping site because camping sites are a bit loud and unpredictable. I actually am in my friend's garden. My friend has a huge garden, it's a couple of acres of land, a hectare or something, and it's relatively quiet here, and nobody's bothering me because everybody is asleep because it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. One more thing, I'm sure there are many of you who are more or less professional van lifers who go camping every year, who spend half a life in a car like that, and who I'm sure know more than me. This is my first experience with a camper van. This is not a definitive review of this car or any camper van lifestyle. This is not a definitive view of what it's like to live in a car. Sorry about this disclaimer, but I know some people choose to live in cars, have to live in cars, and they've devised excellent methods to live in a car. I'm not living in a car. This is a sort of summer adventure for me, first time in a car like this, and these are just my observations, which I'm trying to put in a short or not so short video. So if you're a better camper than me, turn the video off right now, or if you want to hear some of my opinions, then stay with me. For the rest of you who have never spent a night in a car like this, let's go for a tour. Now, I will be using a gimbal for my GoPro. You may notice that one of the table legs is short. That's because the previous testers broke it apparently. I don't know whether there's sand from the beach stuck in it or whether they broke it and just pushed it in, but I couldn't get it out, so I had to improvise. Speaking of improvising, you will need your toolbox, you will need your ladder, you will need your vacuum cleaner, you will need a lot of stuff to actually take full advantage of a car like this. Now, from the outside, at first sight, minus the shade, it looks like a standard V Class, perhaps with a slightly higher roofline, but you might not notice it at first. What does stand out when you look at it a bit more carefully is this flap here, where you have the power inlet and your fresh water inlet. Now, careful with that. Do keep this locked. I was at a petrol station and the guy filling the car up wanted to put fuel here, so be careful with that. People are idiots and they don't read stickers. Water only. Yeah. So anyway, going to the back. Now, the boot is already open and you can see there is a terrible mess. You can see that this box is sticking out, not by accident, but it is sticking out. I'll tell you a bit about it in a minute. What do we have here? This is a place where you keep the chairs and the table, and it takes up a lot of space. It takes up a lot of valuable space. Mercedes didn't do a good job here. They just took some loan furniture, put it in here. They're bloody expensive. They cost like €250 to get this set. So I think you can very well do without this and just buy your own furniture and stack them inside better, fold them better. These just take too much space. In a Volkswagen California, the chairs go up here and the table goes inside the sliding doors, and it's much more convenient, doesn't take up that much space. Anyway, what do we have here? We have a shower. Yes, you plug it in here, turn this on, and there we go. Shower. Unfortunately, it's not heated, so so you might be a bit cold. This is one of the things that this car doesn't have. It doesn't have a water heater, and it could, but we'll talk about that later. You can open it all the way here. The cables are up there. There is a sort of suction mount for your shower. Very convenient as well. Good idea. What else do we have here? We have our gas tank canister, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is not a standard camping gas canister. This one you need from a specialized shop. Not every place has it. Mercedes in Poland doesn't have it, and gas companies in Poland, tourist gas companies in Poland don't have it, so you have to take it from Germany, or you need to convert it to your sort of regular camping gas supply, whatever is available in your market. But that's something to take notice of before you actually go serious camping. What else do we have here? Yeah, we have a mess. There's a lot of our stuff, but I mean, you know, we're actually camping with this car for the last 3 or 4 days. So we've got our change of clothes, our pillows, our towels, stuff to clean the car, and yes, there will be a lot of cleaning involved. Now, to extend this shade, there is a little folding crank like this, which you stick here, and of course you crank it open. It's something one person can do as long as you keep moving these legs away from the car, but this is something you can do easily. Now, let's step inside, and yes, my shoes will be off. This floor here, there are these guides for the sliding seats, and these guides mainly collect sand and dirt. This is why you need a vacuum cleaner. You have to have a vacuum cleaner. Unfortunately, I don't. I know this is a mistake. I should have invested 30 or 40 euro, get a proper one, and have this car cleaned. Otherwise, I have to sweep the floor every day or every couple of times a day, wipe it clean with a wet towel, paper towel. Okay, let's look at the dash. The dash is the V Class dash, which is the same as in an E Class, C Class, and Mercedes is very proud of it. I'm not sure this is a very good idea, because you don't get things you need, like proper cup holders on the dash. You don't get them down here either, because there is nothing here. I will tell you why there is nothing here in a minute. Now, let me just set this down for a minute and show you what we have here. We have a panel here. Whoopsie daisy, sorry. I think I need to hold it then. Sorry. We have a panel down here, and this panel shows you the battery charge level. At the moment, it used just 1 or 2 bars. This car can stay on battery power for about 2 or 3 days. Off the grid, you can use your fridge, your LED lighting, that kind of stuff. If you need more power, you can either plug the car into a camping power source, or you can turn the car on and the alternator will do its magic, or you can drive the car, and while you're driving it charges as well. 3 days is stretching it a bit, but 2 and a bit, that's no problem to live off the grid without any solar energy. We'll get to that in a minute. Now, you have your timer for your heating. This car has a heater. We used it once when it was raining, and it was actually quite nice. You have an indicator of your fresh and gray water. Fresh water you're going to use a lot. Gray water, there's not going to be much really, but yeah, this is 38, this is 40 liters. I would say 60-20, that would be just about fine. And what else do we have here? And we have, of course, the roof. The roof mechanism. Now, to open the roof, you need to twist this key to its second position so the ignition is on. Okay, so up we go. This takes about 30 seconds. Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. The roof goes up, and all of a sudden, as you can see, we're going to have a place to stand finally. This is brilliant. As a kid, I always wanted to sleep up there, and to be honest, I wasn't disappointed. And it's not something that kids are going to use. This is something you're going to use. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Let me just open this all the way up. Okay, here we are. Turn the ignition on, off. Oh yeah, now I can stand. I can set the camera here. There is, okay, sorry, up we go again. There is a sunroof here. You want to have this open whenever it's not raining, because it does get quite warm inside. So this is actually very nice. You also may want to take advantage of these here. There is a bit of wind there on both sides, and there's a bit of draft, and you can sleep here a bit longer with these things open. At night it does get chilly, but it's not too bad. And anyway, you can put on your heater, you can put it either on, you can set the timer for it, you can put it on with a button on the dash, or you can even set, there's a mobile app, you can set a time to switch that on. You can put it on with a mobile app, and you are going to have your mobile phone up here, which I'm gonna show you in a second. Now here's the bed, and now that we have the bed here, now the bed is on these kind of springy things, and that's pretty cool. It's actually very comfy. Now you may hear some rustling. That's from plastic which the mattress is wrapped in. I mean, this is the whatever original mattress supplied with this, and I mean, you know, this is not my car, so I'm not gonna unwrap it and use it. I mean, I wouldn't want to sleep on a mattress that someone else slept on. So I bought a cover like this. I have my sheets, and you know, it's like that. There's a bit of rustling, but sorry about that. Getting up here, you will need either a ladder, which is not supplied here, or just step on these seats and off you go. It's not that difficult, at least for me. I'm 175 centimeters tall. My girlfriend is shorter, and sorry, a mosquito. My girlfriend is slightly shorter, and she did have some problems, but she learned anyway. She had to. Okay, so up we go. This is every bit as cool as it looks, and you do want to sleep here. You do. This is 113 centimeters wide, so if you go to IKEA to buy a proper sheet for it, it might be difficult, because over there it's, I think, 90, 120, and so on and so on. But I'm sure there are companies that make sheets and stuff especially for campers, and you can order it to size. Now my problem with it is that although I'm only 175 centimeters tall, if I bend my knee, I'm already touching the ceiling. So turning from one side to another at night, I sometimes kick the roof, and if you're taller, you're gonna do it as well. Also, if you're taller, chances are your feet are gonna hit the roof down there. It could be 5 centimeters higher, and it would be perfect. What else do we have here? There is actually a very useful shelf up here with a USB charging point, so you can put your mobile phone here. I put my Kindle here, the key for the night is here, the wallet is here, so everything is within reach. Now this car doesn't have a security box. Apparently Volkswagen has some sort of locking security box. I don't know what it looks like yet, but I will have a chance to test drive a California in a couple of months. I'll see whether it's equipped with the security box or not. I think you might want to have some, or just use the locking glove box. What else do we have here? We have a couple of lights on both sides. These are LEDs, 3-level. They're pretty darn good. They're on both sides here like this. They're pretty good. This is what it looks like from the top. Now let's get down. Get down. Oh, get down, and try not to break a leg. Okay, let me just put the bed up. Sorry, I'm not very good at controlling this gimbal. Sorry about that. Anyway, the bed goes up, and as you can see, at 175 centimeters, I can stand here still. Let me turn the chair. Turn the chair. What's happening here? You ask. Well, this is what's happening. Yeah, I have to get out, but so this is not something you're gonna do 10 times a day, every parking stop. But once you stop for the night, you may wanna, you may wanna do this. Both chairs turn around, so if there's 4 of you, you will have to use the driver's seat as well, which is even less convenient, comfortable to use. Oh gosh, this is, yeah, it's best to do it with the doors open. I mean, I'm genuinely impressed that you can do it, but at the same time, I recognize how uncomfortable and inconvenient it is. But yeah, you can do it. You can have your 4 seats turned here towards the table. The table. Ah, yes. Let me just turn the camera towards the table, which you can't see yet. But oh gosh, but you're gonna see it in a minute. Here's the table. The table slides out like this, and here we go. Now, the back seat here is slid all the way back. That's why the plastic box was sticking out of the boot, almost falling down. Under normal circumstances, everything would be a couple of centimeters this way, and then you can't open the table properly because of this seat. So yeah, it is somewhat inconvenient. It does require you to plan your luggage very, very carefully. I mean, I'm sure this is something you're going to learn in a couple of weeks, or in a couple of years you own this car. You will learn how to plan your stuff around, how to pack. For me, this is just my first trip, and this is something I noticed. Now, what do we have here? We have our water sink, whatever. This goes into the gray water tank. You empty it later with a lever which is down there in the cupboard. You have your stove, gas stove, 2 burners. Of course, you have to open the window to cook. We have a fridge, freezer, and this is the best thing ever in this car or any car. I mean, all our supplies, our breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, it's here. Our wine is here, and we're just very pleased with it. Now there are a couple of drawers down here. See, you have to be careful with the table because everything, this is just millimeters. This is quite big. We've got our cups here and our food supplies, dry food supplies here, our medicine. Now, be careful with this button here. It has to pop out, otherwise this drawer will just open. And this is a pretty much brand new car. It's got 7,000 kilometers on the clock, which is nothing for a camper, and this thing is already getting stuck. There's a sliding door down here with our other supplies. Another drawer down here, just good enough for taller items. These suction hooks, they're very useful. I'll tell you why in a minute. And another drawer up here for cutlery. Now, see this and see the sink down there? This is the tallest you can keep in here because it will touch the sink. So don't think that just because you have a big drawer like this with a lot of space that you can actually keep anything above this level here, unfortunately. And again, you have to give it a good hit so it doesn't open. That's quite annoying in a 80,000 euro car. Yes, this is pretty expensive. Speaking of pretty expensive, it's got another power output here. There is a 12 volt socket and a 230 volt socket, but this car doesn't have a power inverter, so 230 is only when you're plugged into the mains from the outside. Which again, for an 80,000 euro car, you would expect to have this. Now, there may be a two-seater bench here with isofix points and everything, but this is not a car for adults to go camping. This is a car for two adults to go camping, and preferably without children. This is called a sort of sleeper folding bench, but this is not called a bed. Up there, that's the bed. This is just a bench, and it's called a bench for a reason. Now, first of all, let me just show you this. There is a place to store some shoes or something. This is good. But can we turn this into a bed? Yes, we can. Let me do that. It's gonna take some preparation, because first of all, we need to slide this, and because of all the sand in the guides, in the rails, it just takes ages. So anyway, let me just slide this. Oh, bloody hell! You have to slide it all the way to the front, yeah, like so. Oh, seatbelts! Careful about seatbelts. These go down there. Oh, see, this is not something you want to do every day, every campsite. That's why I'm telling you, this is a two-person car. And then you press these buttons here and fold the seats. This is going to take a while, so I'm now going to tell you that these seats are way over-engineered, because these sort of lumbar support pillows here are now deflated automatically. Mercedes completely over-engineered it. So even though the seats are flat now, they're still deflating. Now what Volkswagen did was just have some unfolding mattress from the back, and you know, it has it flat like that. And Jesus, you see what I did with my knee there? Ouch. Still deflating. Anyway, if you clean the boot out from all our stuff, two adults could sleep here, but if you don't clean it out, sorry for my blood here, if you don't clean it out, maybe two kids 150 centimeters can sleep here. But doing this every day, every night would be a nuisance. So this, in fact, is a two-person car, with a possibility of holding someone for the night when necessary. Okay, let me put the seats back up, and I think this is where I'm gonna sum up now. Anyway, what I think about this camping business. This was the first time I went camping, so I'm sure there are people who do it much better than I do. These are my just first experiences with this car. I don't know if I would want to do it every year, every day. I would definitely want to try some bigger campers as well, and some other campers in this segment, like a California. I like the fridge business. I'm not sure I need the cooker, because I like to try local foods, so I might do that, but I do like the fridge business. I would also imagine it would make sense. Sorry, it's really that hard. I would also imagine it might make sense for you to right, I forgot about the headrests, never mind. I would also imagine it might make sense for you to buy a regular Marco Polo with a folding roof mechanism, but with a 3 and 2 seats here in the back. So that's a proper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seater. 7 or 8. 7-seater, and use it as your normal car. It doesn't have the cooker, it doesn't have anything else, and when you need to go camping, you have the additional 2 beds up there. You remove 2 seats and you have a proper camper. This might be a solution for you, especially if you want to use sort of local restaurants and that kind of stuff. For 80,000 euro, I would like to have my power inverter. I would like to have solar, definitely solar. I might want to rearrange the cooking area slightly. I would probably want a bigger freshwater tank and a smaller grey water tank, because grey water, I just don't produce as much of it as I thought I would. Yeah, definitely solar to stay off the grid, and definitely a power inverter, and definitely a vacuum cleaner. So this is my very brief first encounter with Mercedes-Benz V Class Marco Polo. Yes, a very long name. Marco Polo is generally the Westphalia camper thing, and depending on how much money you want to spend, you can have the full cooking area or just have more seats. So let me know in the comment section below how you like this camper van, whether you agree or not with my observations, whether or not you tried a car like this size, or maybe a bigger one. Maybe you prefer a bigger one, or maybe you just want to have a trailer and you think that's more convenient. Do you need some stuff camping? Do you need, I don't know, bicycles, ladders, tools, whatever you need? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which may, in a couple of weeks or months, be a California, a T6 California, Volkswagen California. And yeah, also watch my other reviews of the V Class and Viano, which are linked somewhere here. This is why I'm not doing a full review of this car, why I'm not driving it. Sorry, I've been talking for half an hour, and I think this is the moment where I have to shut up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm back home now, so you're watching this either in the middle of what I recorded or at the end of what I recorded. Anyway, it's something I forgot to tell you yesterday. 2 things actually. First of all, this is a 4MATIC. It's an all-wheel drive system, but this all-wheel drive system is mainly to improve on-road handling, and you will need it because this car weighs 2.2 tons. I suppose on a dry and straight motorway it's fine, but if you're gonna do some more challenging trails, as in twisty roads, maybe slippery surfaces, you may need additional traction. However, this car is definitely not designed for off-roading, even for mild off-roading. It will not cope with more challenging forest trails even, because you will hit the ground with your undercarriage, so you don't want to try that. However, for a 2.5 ton car, this is a quite economical engine. This is a 2.1 liter diesel, 190 horsepower, and it uses, on a motorway with cruise control set to 140 kilometers per hour, it will use anything between 7.5 and 8, which I think is pretty good for this big a car. I mean, you know, it's got aerodynamics of a house, really. It is a house on wheels. And if you're going on some sort of B roads, country roads, where you do not exceed 90 kilometers per hour, it will do about 6 liters per 100 kilometers, which is amazing. I mean, this is sort of a city hatchback performance in terms of fuel economy, so that's great.